The fundamentals of taking control of your finance is creating a gap between your income and your expenditure.
And then to do something useful with that gap, like investing in buying your freedom. And this is something that you should be tracking every month.
We have a calculator to help you do it. This is all part of Rebel Finance School. If you want to sign up to RFS, the link is in the bio, and you can also find the free spreadsheet template calculator to download and play along with us. So this is the calculator. The very first screen you look at is the instructions tab. It says start here. You can read all of the instructions and find out exactly what it is. It tells you what to include, what not to include, and gives you so much that you need to be able to do this, including a picture of me with a tape measure measuring my gap. So there you go. That's the first page.
If you're ever in doubt, come back to here for the instructions. So then the main tab is where you're going to fill in your numbers. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to tell the calculator when you're starting, so that these months here are automatically changed depending on when you're starting. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's say you're starting this in July. You just put the last day of July in here and make sure you do it as a date. And when you press enter, you can see this automatically updated. So we're starting from July onwards.
Simplicity.
Now, first part, how big is your gap?
Which we're going to start with income. So a gap is the difference between your income and your spending. We need to put your income in to start with, which we want you to put your after-tax income here. So if you earn 3.5 grand before tax, 3 grand after tax, we made those numbers up, some taxes are higher, then you would put 3,000 in there. So let's put 3,000 in. We're earning 3,000 a month. You'll see then at the moment we've not spent anything, so it totals up your gap as the total amount.
And then you put your spending. So let's say our spending that month was 2,500. And then did you see that this number was automatically calculated for you? You don't need to put that in. The calculator does it for you. And it doesn't matter what currency you're operating in, whether it's pounds, dollars, Malaysian ringgit, it doesn't matter. Just put the number in here and that's how you do it.
Exactly. And you've got to remember this is total spending, but not investing. Investing comes in the second part of the calculator, because that's actually what we want to do, is take your gap and invest it in your freedom.
So over time, maybe then next month you earn a little bit more and you spend a little bit less. And I'm just making up some figures here because I'm going to show you a chart that's made. So you just do this once a month and you go and you look at it and you say, okay, in July, what did I earn? What did I spend? And the other thing to note as well is you might be doing this as a household. So Alan and I look at our numbers together. So you can put in the total income for both of you, the total spending for both of you. If you don't have a partner or you do your finances separately, just put your own in there.
Exactly.
So let's look at the gap chart that's made for you. You can see it automatically tells you what your gap is over time and what the average is over time as well.
Which this is super useful for those of you that are self-employed, because it might be lumpy. Some months you have a negative gap, some months you have a hugely positive gap, and it will show that as an average over the years. So if you start tracking now and do it every single month, you will have incredible data to look at to know exactly what your gap is, exactly what your freedom rate is, and that tells us how quick you can make it to a comfortable retirement.
I like data. So I'm going to actually include a negative gap here just to show. So let's say in October you earned 3,000, but you went on holiday and bought something else and actually your gap was negative. It will automatically adjust here and show you that negative gap.
Oh, look at that. Your spreadsheets are awesome.
Thank you very much. Okay, should we move on to part 2?
Part 2, buy your freedom. What are you doing with the gap?
So that part is about how much of your income you're putting towards your freedom. Now, some people will call this savings rate, but we don't like that in the Donegan household because we want to be so explicit about the fact that you're not just putting it aside as saving to spend later. This is money you're investing in your freedom. So we call it your freedom rate.
Exactly, because savings rate could be I'm saving for a new car, I'm saving from a holiday, all of that stuff. That doesn't help you to get ahead in the future, but the freedom rate does. So what do we need to write in here? What do we need to do?
We will put our numbers in here of how much you're putting towards investments, towards buying that freedom. So the terms that we've got in the calculator are UK terms. So if you're watching this in a different country, you will probably want to change these things, because a SIP is a self-invested personal pension, which is a UK term, and so on with the other things in there.
And you might change the SIP to 401k if you are American. You might change it to KiwiSaver or different things in different countries. But you can type over that and type in whatever you want.
The only thing not to change is these top two lines, because those ones are important to keep the same as that, because it affects how the calculation's done below. So let's make some entries into this one, Alan.
Exactly. So when you look at your payslip each month, you will see that you have contributed some of your money to your workplace pension, and your employer has contributed some money to your workplace pension, which I think in the US is a 401k as well. You can have employer contributions. You might want to put that in there for this. So let's start with that. Let's imagine we put 50 quid in and the employer matched that.
What's quid, Alan?
Quid is a British pound. It can be any currency you want. Got to be careful of colloquialisms, if one can say that.
It's very easy for you to say, Alan. Quid is just slang for pound. So what we've done here is we've put in that the contributions to your work pension's 50 and employer's contribution is 50. Maybe outside of that, you also put 100 into your SIP, which is your self-invested personal pension. And then what's this tax relief line here, Alan?
Well, this is where if you contribute to your SIP, the UK government will give you back the tax that you would have paid on your income, which is fantastic. So it actually is a very tax efficient way to fill up your retirement accounts. So we need to add in what the relief is, or how much we get back.
Well, there's two ways of doing this. You can put it in now of what it was, or you could wait until that money appears in your account and put it in later. So
because it takes a month or two to come back sometimes.
Yeah, so I think we'll just leave that one blank, because let's assume we hadn't put anything into our SIP before that showed up here. So if money does show up and you're investing it in that month, you would put that in here.
Then we might be topping up our individual savings account, which the American version is a Roth. I guess there would be a PI account in New Zealand. But whatever accounts you're using to top up your retirement funding, your long-term investing, your freedom funding, you would add here and add in how much you're contributing.
Should we put 75 in here?
Exactly.
And then you've got anything else. So we just left this line at the bottom for anything else as kind of a catch-all, but feel free to add in extra lines. So what I've done here is I just right-clicked and put insert, and I made sure it went above here, and I'll just call this contribution X. The reason I did it above is to make sure that it's included in the sum here, and by adding the row above, it just makes sure that's included. So let's imagine we put 20 here, and you can see that this automatically adds up for you. All these white cells you can just leave, because the calculator does that for you. All the blue cells is where you need to populate. So you can see the total freedom purchase was 295. It's just added all of that up. And then this freedom rate, it's comparing your total freedom purchase with your income. And actually, there's a little bit of a tweak in the calculation to allow for the fact that the stuff that's coming from your work pension is kind of income, which explains why I said don't change these lines to something else.
Exactly. And then if we add a couple more figures for the next month, what you'll actually see is over time, it builds up a second chart for you, which shows you how much you are saving. Why this is interesting: the higher percentage freedom rate you have, the earlier you can retire, give up formal work, do something else with your time. So that's the critical bit. So let's have a look at the graph. You can just click on the orange button or go to the freedom rate page and have a look there, and you'll see we had a 10%, 9%, 9%. It gives you the overall average, which is really useful to learn. When we come on to the later weeks of Rebel Finance School, you will really understand why this is important. But the main reason, it directly influences how long you have to work for and how quickly you can get to freedom.
Which is what it's all about.
Exactly. So any questions on this calculator, please put them in the YouTube comments. Tell us what you think. This is all part of the Rebel Finance School. So sign up to the course, watch the Rebel Finance School, and it will really help you to take charge of your finances.
And please hit like and subscribe whilst you're here.